Welcome back to the Gold IRA Blueprint podcast, where we
Yeah.
take, complex financial topics and try to distill them into clear, actionable insights for you.
Yeah.
And today we're diving deep into a question that we know a lot of you are thinking about. It's real estate versus gold IRA.
Mm.
When it comes to building generational wealth, right?
Right.
That legacy you want to leave for your family.
Right.
And we're looking at all the latest 2025 data to help make sure you have all the information you need
Absolutely.
and make the best decisions for your future.
That's right.
And hey, before we get into the meat of it, if a gold IRA is something you're seriously considering,
Yeah.
we do have a free checklist for you over at goldirablueprint.com/exclusive. It's going to walk you through all the steps of choosing the right gold IRA company.
Yeah, that's a great resource for anyone thinking about starting that gold IRA journey.
Okay, let's get into it.
Okay.
So when we think about passing down wealth,
Right.
real estate often comes to mind first.
Right.
It's tangible.
Mm-hmm.
It's been the go-to for generations.
Yeah, it's that brick and mortar appeal, right?
Exactly.
It feels like a very stable investment, and you can see it appreciate over time.
You can see it, it's right there.
Yeah, plus there's the immediate utility.
Mm-hmm.
Someone can live in it, you can rent it out.
Yeah,
It's more than just an investment sitting in an account.
right. It's something you can use.
Exactly.
So how does a gold IRA fit into this?
Yeah.
It feels kind of more abstract to me.
Sure.
Like something only Wall Street people deal with.
Well, the beauty of a gold IRA is that it is designed for everyday investors. Like
Okay.
essentially, it's a retirement account, just like a traditional IRA or 401k.
Okay.
But instead of holding stocks or bonds, it holds physical precious metals, primarily gold.
Oh, wow. So it's like a,
And the IRS has specific guidelines that make this type of investment perfectly legal and secure.
so it's like a traditional IRA, but with gold bars instead of,
That's a great way to put it.
okay, cool. But why gold?
Yeah.
What's the advantage then?
Well, gold has this incredible history as a store of value. It's been a hedge against economic uncertainty for centuries, and that's true even today. With all this talk about inflation and market volatility, gold offers a level of protection that you just don't get with stocks and bonds.
So if the dollar weakens or the market takes a dip, the gold could help preserve your wealth.
That's the idea.
Interesting.
Yeah, it adds a layer of diversification to your portfolio
Okay.
and kind of acts as a potential safeguard against those what-if scenarios.
The what-if scenarios.
Maybe it's-
I like it. Okay, so we've got real estate, the tangible asset, long track record, gold IRA, this kind of newer thing, protecting from the what-ifs.
Right.
But how do they actually compare head to head
Yeah, that's the big question.
when it comes to building that generational wealth?
To really understand that, we need to look at a few key factors.
Okay.
Starting with everyone's favorite topic, taxes.
Oh, taxes.
I know, right?
Can't live with them. Can't,
Can't avoid them.
exactly.
But luckily, both real estate and gold IRAs have some unique tax advantages.
That can be really beneficial for legacy planning.
Okay, so break it down for me. Real estate first. What are some of the perks there?
Yeah, so with real estate, you've got your standard property tax deductions, which can help offset your overall tax burden.
Okay.
Then there's the 1031 exchange, which allows you to defer capital gains taxes when you sell a property and reinvest the proceeds into a similar one.
Yeah. So you can keep rolling that money over.
Exactly. It's huge for anyone looking to continuously grow their real estate portfolio without having to pay a hefty tax bill each time.
Keep that snowball rolling
That's right.
without the IRS taking a bite.
And then for those of you thinking about gradually transferring ownership to your heirs, there's the annual gift tax exclusion.
Okay.
So you can gift fractional ownership of the property each year,
Okay.
minimizing gift taxes and potentially avoiding estate taxes altogether.
So you can start passing it on while you're still here
Exactly.
and minimize the tax hit. I like that.
Smart planning.
Now, what about this step-up basis thing?
Oh, I hear that's a big deal for real estate inheritance.
Yeah, step-up basis is a game changer.
Right.
When you inherit real estate, its tax basis is adjusted to its fair market value at the time of inheritance.
Okay.
So any capital gains that accrued during the original owner's lifetime are essentially wiped clean for tax purposes.
So let's say I inherit a property that's significantly increased in value.
Right.
Since my parents bought it.
Right.
I wouldn't have to pay capital gains taxes on that appreciation.
That's exactly right.
Wow.
You inherit the property at its current market value, free and clear of any past capital gains liabilities.
That's incredible.
It's huge for preserving generational wealth.
Okay, so real estate sounded pretty good on the tax front.
Yeah, it's got some great advantages.
How do gold IRAs measure up? Are
Yeah,
there any unique tax advantages there?
they do. One of the key benefits is tax-deferred growth.
Like,
So your investments grow tax-free within the account, and you only pay taxes when you withdraw the funds during retirement.
that's pretty standard for retirement accounts, right?
It is,
Okay.
but there are some nuances with gold IRAs that make them particularly attractive for legacy planning.
Okay.
For example, while you do need to be mindful of required minimum
And
distributions.
also RMDs,
Right, exactly. Once you reach a certain age,
right?
you also have the option to make qualified charitable distributions directly from your gold IRA.
So you can support your favorite charities
Yes,
and potentially reduce your tax burden.
exactly.
Okay, I like that.
Two birds, one stone.
And then what about estate taxes?
Yeah, so gold IRAs are subject to special valuation rules that can potentially lead to significant savings, especially for larger accounts.
Interesting. So there's a lot of strategic planning that can go into this.
Absolutely. And that's why it's so important to work with a knowledgeable financial advisor who can help you navigate these complexities
Hmm.
and develop a plan that aligns with your specific goals.
That's great advice. And speaking of expert guidance for our listeners who are intrigued by the idea of a gold IRA and want to learn more,
Yeah.
we do have that free checklist available at goldirablueprint.com/exclusive. It's a great resource to help you choose the right gold IRA company for your needs.
Definitely take advantage of that.
All right, so we've covered the tax advantages of both real estate and gold IRAs,
We have.
but there's a lot more to this comparison.
Right.
Next, we'll dive into the risks and rewards of each asset class and see how they truly stack up
Absolutely.
when it comes to building a lasting legacy. So, stay tuned.
Stay with us.
So we just finished exploring the tax advantages, which were pretty eye-opening for me.
Yeah. Taxes are definitely a key piece of the puzzle,
Uh-huh.
but there's another big factor that I think weighs heavily on investors' minds,
Cool.
especially those nearing retirement or already enjoying their golden years.
Yeah. Risk.
Risk. Yeah, it's not just about growing your wealth, it's about protecting what you've already built.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about real estate first.
Okay.
What are some of the inherent risks involved with real estate?
Well, one of the biggest risks is market volatility.
Okay.
Property values can fluctuate sometimes pretty dramatically, and the 2025 market is a prime example.
Yeah.
We're seeing significant regional variations, with some areas booming while others stagnate.
So location, location, location.
Location plays a crucial role in managing risk.
Yeah, you don't want all your eggs in one basket.
Exactly. Diversification is key.
Especially if that basket's in a market heading south.
Right. And another important aspect of risk management in real estate is property management.
Okay.
Dealing with tenants, repairs, maintenance,
Yeah.
it can quickly become a full-time job.
Oh, yeah.
And if not handled properly, it can really eat into your profits and increase your stress levels.
It sounds like you need to be pretty hands-on.
Yeah, you need to be hands-on or at least willing to delegate to a trusted property manager.
Someone who knows the ropes.
Right. There's definitely a trade-off between control and convenience. You have more control over your investment with real estate. You can choose the property's renovations tenant selection.
But it comes with a greater time commitment.
More of a headache.
It can be.
What about insurance? Does that play a role?
Oh, absolutely. Property insurance is crucial.
Okay.
It protects your investment from unforeseen events like fires, floods, natural disasters.
Right. The things you can't control.
Exactly. It's a non-negotiable expense.
That's a safety net for your safety net.
I like that.
So we've got diversification, property management insurance,
Mm-hmm.
all critical components of managing risk with real estate.
Big ones.
Okay, let's shift gears, talk about gold IRAs.
Okay.
How do they fare on the risk spectrum?
Well, gold IRAs offer a different kind of risk profile.
Okay.
One of their key advantages is their low correlation with traditional markets like stocks and bonds.
Interesting.
So when the stock market takes a hit, gold often holds its value or even increases, making it a valuable hedge against economic uncertainty.
Because it was like a safe haven
You could say that.
during those turbulent times
Exactly.
when everything's going crazy.
It's about weathering the storm, not chasing every wave.
I like that. Okay, now another key consideration with gold IRAs is custodian management,
Yes.
right? Unlike real estate, where you have direct control,
Right.
with a gold IRA, you're trusting a custodian to store and manage your physical gold.
That's right.
So choosing a reputable custodian is absolutely crucial.
Absolutely. Due diligence is paramount.
Okay.
You need to research their track record, security measures, transparency reporting practices.
Make sure they're legit.
Exactly.
You're handing over the keys to the kingdom there.
You are.
Okay, and how about the valuation of gold?
Yeah.
How does that work with a gold IRA?
Well, that's one of the simpler aspects.
Okay.
Gold is a globally traded commodity with a readily available market price.
Mm-hmm.
So determining the value of your holdings is very straightforward,
Easy peasy.
which can be a real advantage for estate planning purposes.
Okay. No need to hire appraisers or worry about, you know,
Subjective valuation.
subjective valuations. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So we've talked about market correlation,
Right.
custodian management valuation,
Mm-hmm.
but the million-dollar question remains,
Sure it is.
which is riskier real estate or a gold IRA?
That's the tough one.
Yeah.
And there's no easy answer. It
Okay.
really boils down to your individual circumstances, risk tolerance, financial goals.
Mm-hmm.
Real estate offers more direct control, the potential for rental income and appreciation.
Right.
But it also exposes you to market volatility, property-specific risks, and the demands of property management.
Okay.
Gold IRAs, on the other hand, provide a hedge against market uncertainty, currency fluctuations.
Right.
But you're relying on the custodian's competence and integrity.
So it's a trade-off.
It is.
Higher rewards with real estate, but potentially higher risks.
Right.
Gold IRAs, more stability, but maybe less upside potential.
Yeah, it all comes down to finding the right balance for your needs.
Finding that sweet spot.
Exactly. There's no one-size-fits-all solution.
And speaking of finding the right balance, our source material mentions something called an asset transfer optimization table.
Oh, yes.
It compares real estate and gold IRAs in terms of how effectively they can be passed down
Right.
to heirs.
Yeah, it's a fascinating comparison.
That sounds really interesting.
It is.
What are some of the key takeaways from this table?
Well, one of the most striking differences is the initial cost of transferring these assets to your heirs.
Okay.
Real estate transfer can be a costly affair.
So what kind of costs are we talking about?
You've got closing costs, legal fees, potential real estate transfer taxes can really add up.
Right.
And those costs can significantly reduce the value of the inheritance for your beneficiaries.
For the people you're leaving it to.
Right.
And how do gold IRAs compare?
The process is much simpler and therefore less expensive.
Okay.
Essentially, you're just changing the beneficiary designation on the account.
So it's just paperwork.
Pretty much.
Okay. So point one for gold IRAs.
Right.
In terms of cost effectiveness.
There you go.
Now, what about ongoing maintenance costs?
Yeah.
We talked about property management expenses with real estate.
Yeah.
What about holding on to a gold IRA?
So with real estate, as we discussed, you've got property taxes, insurance, repairs, maintenance. It's an ongoing list of expenses.
Okay.
Gold IRAs, on the other hand, typically have minimal annual maintenance costs.
Okay.
You'll usually pay a small custodial fee to store and insure your gold.
Okay.
But it's a fraction of the cost of maintaining a real estate portfolio.
So another point for gold IRAs
Right.
in terms of keeping costs down.
Makes sense.
Okay, let's talk about liquidity. How easily can heirs access these assets
Right.
when they inherit them?
That's where we see another big difference.
Okay.
Real estate, by its nature, is less liquid.
Mm-hmm.
Selling a property takes time, especially if you're aiming for the best price.
Right.
Plus, there can be emotional attachments to a property, making heirs reluctant to sell even if it's financially beneficial.
Right. It's not like liquidating stocks or bonds.
Exactly. It's a much more involved process.
Okay. And gold IRAs?
Gold IRAs, on the other hand, offer much higher liquidity. Once the beneficiary takes ownership, they can easily sell the gold holdings and access the funds.
So if your heirs need quick access to cash,
Right.
a gold IRA might be the more practical option.
It could be.
And speaking of practicality, if you're finding this comparison helpful
Yeah.
and are leaning towards exploring a gold IRA further, don't forget to visit Gold IRA, blueprint.com/exclusive.
Right.
We have a free checklist there.
Yes.
It can help you choose the right gold IRA company for your needs.
Great research.
It's a great resource to have as you continue your research.
Definitely.
Now let's get back to our asset transfer optimization table.
Okay.
We've covered transfer costs,
Right.
maintenance costs, liquidity. What other insights does this table reveal? We were just discussing the ease of liquidating a gold IRA.
Right.
Much easier than real estate.
Much easier than real estate.
It's a big difference there.
What about the tax implications for the heirs?
Yeah.
We talked about that step-up basis advantage for real estate.
Right. Does anything similar apply to gold IRAs?
Unfortunately, no.
Okay.
Inherited gold IRAs follow the same rules as any other inherited IRA,
Okay.
meaning the beneficiary will need to take distributions over time and pay taxes on those distributions according to their individual tax bracket.
So no escaping the tax man completely.
Not entirely.
But at least those distributions can be spread out.
That's true.
Reduce that immediate tax burden.
It can definitely help. And it's worth noting that the recent Secure 2.0 Act has brought some changes to IRA inheritance rules.
Oh, okay.
These changes provide more flexibility for beneficiaries,
Okay.
potentially allowing them to stretch distributions over a longer period, which can be a big win for tax planning.
So even though there's no step-up basis, these new rules might make gold IRAs
Right.
more attractive option.
It's possible.
Interesting. Okay, let's move on to dividing assets among heirs.
Okay.
The table suggests this can be more complex with real estate.
Absolutely. Dividing a real estate property among multiple heirs can be tricky, both logistically and emotionally.
Yeah, I can see that.
You need to think about who gets what, how to value each property fairly, and whether anyone wants to buy out the others.
Sounds like a recipe for some family disagreements.
It definitely has that potential. That's why a clear estate plan is absolutely essential.
Yeah.
It should outline exactly how you want your real estate assets to be divided, minimizing the chances of conflict down the road.
So you got to have that plan in place.
You do.
And how does this compare to dividing a gold IRA?
Much simpler.
Oh.
A gold IRA can be easily split into separate accounts for each beneficiary, ensuring a fair and straightforward distribution.
Okay, so less headache.
Removes a lot of the headache and potential for disagreements.
Another point for gold IRAs.
For ease of administration.
Ease of administration. Like it. Okay, finally, let's touch on asset protection.
Okay.
What level of protection do these assets offer?
So real estate asset protection varies from state to state.
Okay.
Some states offer more robust protection than others, so it's crucial to understand the specific laws in your jurisdiction. It's not a one-size-fits-all.
No, it's not. You need to do your homework, understand the legal landscape where your properties are located.
Right.
Gold IRAs, however, benefit from federal protection.
Okay.
They are generally considered safe from creditors and lawsuits, which can provide peace of mind for investors.
Interesting. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground with this asset transfer optimization table.
Yeah.
We've talked about initial transfer costs, ongoing maintenance liquidity tax implications for heirs, the complexity of dividing assets,
Right.
the level of asset protection.
It's a lot to consider.
It's clear that both real estate and gold IRAs have their pros and cons
They do.
when it comes to legacy planning.
It's not about declaring a winner or a loser. The best choice for you will depend on your individual circumstances.
Right, your risk tolerance.
Exactly, your financial goals and family dynamics.
It's a personal decision.
It really is.
And it sounds like seeking professional guidance is crucial. Absolutely. A qualified estate planning attorney can help you navigate the intricacies of legacy planning, ensure your assets are protected, and guarantee your wishes are carried out according to your plan.
They can bring that expertise
They can bring the clarity and expertise.
to what can feel like a very overwhelming
It can be a lot.
topic.
Definitely.
Well, this has really opened my eyes
Yeah.
to the nuances of real estate and gold IRAs.
It's fascinating, isn't it?
But it is.
Seeing how these different asset classes can play a role in creating a secure future.
For future generations.
For generations to come, exactly.
It's a good reminder that there's no one-size-fits-all approach.
Right.
The key is to do your research.
Yeah.
Understand your options and make informed decisions
That align with your goals.
that align with your goals and values.
I couldn't agree more. And for those who are intrigued by the potential of gold IRAs, remember we have that free checklist available at goldirablueprint.com/exclusive.
It's a great starting point
It is.
for learning more about choosing the right gold IRA company.
Definitely.
This brings us to the end of another deep dive.
It does.
We hope you found this discussion insightful and helpful as you plan for your family's financial future.
It's always a pleasure sharing these insights.
As we wrap up, we want to leave you with a thought-provoking question.
Okay.
Considering your personal goals, your risk tolerance, your vision for the future, which asset class, real estate or gold, resonates more strongly with you as a cornerstone of your legacy plan?
It's a question worth pondering.
It is.
Take some time to reflect on what we've discussed today, do some additional research, and maybe even have a conversation with your loved ones about your legacy goals.
These are important conversations
They are.
to have, and remember, we're here to support you on your wealth-building journey.
Absolutely.
Be sure to subscribe to the Gold IRA Blueprint podcast for more deep dives into topics that matter to your financial future.
We'll be back soon with more insights and expert advice. Until then, happy investing.
And don't forget, you can visit goldirablueprint.com/exclusive for a free checklist that will help you choose the right gold IRA company. Thanks for listening.